Okay, imagine waking up tomorrow in ancient Rome. Now imagine realizing, wait, half the stuff I use every single day was invented by these guys. Yeah, that's where we're going today. Because the ancient Romans weren't just building giant empires, they were basically beta testing the modern world. Let's jump in. So first off, roads. But not just any roads. Roman roads were so well built that some of them are literally still here 2,000 years later. They created a whole system, straight lines, drainage, layered stone, all designed for speed and durability. And here's the crazy part. Our entire idea of road networks, highways, and even street planning comes straight from their blueprint. They didn't just build roads. They built the concept of connected civilization. Next, concrete. I know, it sounds boring. But Roman concrete was basically the Wakanda vibranium of building materials. It survived earthquakes, storms, even volcanoes. Meanwhile, modern concrete cracks if you look at it wrong. The Romans figured out a mix that actually grows stronger when it hits seawater. That's why their ports are still standing. So yeah, if you live in a house, study in a school, or walk into any building, you're basically living inside a Roman invention. Alright. This next one blew my mind when I first learned it. Plumbing. Real plumbing. Running water. The Romans straight up said, we're not doing dirty water. So they built aqueducts that carried clean water from mountains into cities. Public fountains. Bathhouses. Underground drainage. They even had water pressure systems. Every time you turn on a tap, you're echoing Rome. Let's switch to something that shaped our entire planet, calendars. Julius Caesar stepped into the chat like, this whole timekeeping thing is chaotic, let's fix it. So he created the Julian Calendar, 365 days, 12 months, leap year. A few tweaks later and boom. That becomes the modern calendar we all live by. Your birthday, your holidays, your school timetable, thank Julius. Now, you might not expect this one. Newspapers. The Romans had something called the Acta Diurna, which they posted in public places. It was basically the first news feed. Government updates. Trials. Events. Imagine scrolling through TikTok, except it's a stone wall and you actually have to walk there. Still, the idea of news for the public? Rome started it. Speaking of public, the Romans invented shopping malls. Yep. Trajan's market in Rome was basically the first multi-store complex. Different levels. Shops. Services. A whole vibe. If you've ever wandered around a mall with your friends for no reason, congratulations, you're participating in ancient Roman culture. Now for something wild. Surgical tools. The Romans developed tools that look shockingly similar to the ones doctors use today. Forceps. Scalpels. Bone drills. They performed cataract surgery. Cataracts. 2,000 years ago. Their medical knowledge traveled through time straight into modern hospitals. Up next, postal systems. Rome created a huge organized network for sending messages across the empire. Relay stations. Horse routes. Official couriers. The same basic system became the foundation for mail services around the world. Anytime you receive a package, you can thank some Roman dude who was galloping across Italy with a leather satchel. Let's talk books. Before Romans, information was usually stored on scrolls. And scrolls are cool, until you actually try to use one. Romans switched to bound pages, the Codex, which is basically the first version of the modern book. Easier to read. Easier to store. Easier to copy. That one decision changed education forever. And the last one, something everyone still uses today. Underfloor heating. Yeah, the Romans were living in luxury. They created the hypercaust, a system where hot air flowed under the floors and through the walls. It warmed houses, baths, and public buildings. That same principle evolved into central heating. So on cold mornings when you're walking on warm tiles, that's Rome again. When you stack all of this together, roads, plumbing, concrete, calendars, news, malls, surgery, mail, books, heating, you start to realize something. The Romans weren't just ancient people living in togas. They were architects of the future. Their ideas survived empires, wars, and centuries, and somehow ended up inside our daily lives without us noticing. So next time someone says ancient history is boring, tell them they're literally standing on a Roman invention. If you enjoyed this dive into the past, hit that like button, drop a comment, and let me know what ancient civilization I should cover next. See you in the next one.